senators, and representatives, I have the distinguished honor of presenting
Stalin's economic policies during the interwar period, 1928 to 1941, fundamentally reshaped the Soviet Union. While industrialization and collectivization aimed to modernize the country, they also triggered widespread suffering and displacement. In this lesson, we'll explore the forced migrations under Stalin's regime, focusing on the policies, their execution, and their long-term effects. Stalin inherited a Soviet Union recovering from revolution and civil war. His goal was to transform it into a modern industrial power. This vision gave rise to two main policies: collectivization of agriculture, aimed at consolidating individual farms into state-controlled collectives, and rapid industrialization, prioritized heavy industries to catch up with Western powers. Both policies had profound social consequences. Collectivization led to the persecution of kulaks, wealthy peasants who were scapegoated as obstacles to progress. Stalin's policies classified kulaks as enemies of the state. This led to expropriation of property. Kulaks' lands, livestock, and tools were seized, and deportation. Millions of kulaks and their families were forcibly relocated to remote areas like Siberia and Central Asia. These areas were underdeveloped, and the conditions were harsh. Deportations weren't limited to kulaks. Entire ethnic groups suspected of disloyalty, like the Crimean Tatars and Chechens, were forcibly moved, creating a pattern of population control through fear. The forced migrations had far-reaching consequences. Urbanization. Many were sent to labor camps or industrial centers, contributing to Stalin's industrial goals. Demographic shifts. Whole regions were depopulated, while others saw an influx of people struggling to adapt. Labor camps, known as gulags. These camps became notorious for their brutal conditions and high mortality rates. Stalin's government often justified these displacements as necessary sacrifices for progress, but the human cost was staggering. The legacy of Stalin's forced migrations is one of resilience and trauma. The policies disrupted communities and strained ethnic relations, effects still felt today in parts of Russia and the former Soviet Union. Historians debate the efficiency of these policies, but one consensus is clear. The forced migrations were as much about controlling dissent as they were about economic reform. Stalin's forced migrations were a dark chapter in Soviet history. They highlight the human toll of policies driven by ideology over empathy. Understanding this history is crucial, as it reminds us of the dangers of absolute power and the need for accountability in governance.